Here we shall explore true facts about this thing. This is Chibidoki. There was once a time where she was thought to be a crystal dragon, arguably the friendliest species of drake ever known. That theory ended about 5 minutes after genetic sequencing proved she was not a dragon, or really any form of lizard at all. She is, in fact, a hamburger. Alright, listen. I'm going to level with you here. Scientists are weird. They have all these rules they adhere to worse than a bureaucrat, and first dibs on naming things is one of them. If next week a drunk hobo off Mulholland Drive found a hyper-intelligent breed of salamander men in the sewers, and he declared his intention to name them suckers, then scientists and textbooks the world over would have to call them suckers. So some weirdo decided to claim that this fully unique species is a hamburger, so legally we are required to comply. But I want you all to know that I'm not happy about it. Anyways, back to the documenting. Chibi the hamburger is a remarkably excitable creature. This is due to her unique physiology. At various points throughout the year, Chibi will spawn an outer shell which mimics the look and function of a banana peel. This shell offers protection from the outside elements, but more than that, it provides Chibi with an excess of chlorophyll, that allows her to generate her own simple sugars from water and sunlight. These sugars then aid in providing her with energy. Outside of her antics, we can see this sugar production at play through her aversion to sweet foods. Most omnivores, including humans, have a universal preference for sweet flavors, but not Chibi. She has a higher preference for savory ones. This suggests a high concentration of sugar already exists within Chibi's body, which needs to be leveled out with foods of higher protein and lower carbohydrate content. If her sugar levels were to increase further, the results risk getting a little freaky. Chibi will often speak in tongues when expressing high energy or when reacting to extreme stimuli. This has given some credence to the claim that Chibi is possessed by some sort of demonic spirit. There have been some moments where the demonic forces have nearly been expelled from this creature, but she always manages to go right back to blathering insults and screeching worse than the girl from The Exorcist. This implies some odd connection with the forces of hell, not helped by her mating habits. Chibi's interest in companionship is...
I love you, Daddy.
And...
Buy cryptos!
Mr. Brad Haley?
Relax. Did I win something?
My sources tell me you've been calling Jack in the Box junk in the box.
So?
I take these things personally, Brad.
Get lost.
a matter of debate. Frankly, I don't think reproduction is even possible for a hamburger, and no one has been brave enough to get close enough to double-check. In one attempt, Chibi threatened to impregnate one researcher's father. We aren't sure if that was just a threat or an explanation, and they haven't devised a safe way to find out. So we're all choosing to let this be one of those great mysteries of nature. You may have noticed that Chibi's eyes often face different directions, like a chameleon. In nature, chameleons do this to widen their area of view. When they focus on a single object, usually a prey item, they lock in to give their prey a more intense focus before launching an attack. This is not why Chibi does it, however, seeing as she isn't a predator. The more likely scenario is that Chibi has evolved a need to focus on multiple objects at once, Evidence for this can be found in her brain scans, which note a surprising lack of dopamine and norepinephrine within her brain. This is notable as both chemicals regulate a creature's fight or flight response. In a human, such a state is found only in those diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but this seems to be the standard for Chibi. Thus, her overactive neural pathways are kept in check thanks to her visual stimuli being in a constant competition. Pray that you never end up being the focus of her undivided attention. Oh shit.